Hey guys, welcome to your very last micro lecture of the entire semester. That's it. You guys are done. You should feel accomplished. You should feel excited, not having to see my ugly face anymore. So you guys have done great. I am super proud of every one of you. Um, so as you know, each time that I do the micro lectures, I always try to switch it up on the virtual backgrounds. And so this time I did something that's a little bit more personal for me. They're all actually personal for me, but like this one is a little bit more personal because it's a little bit more imperative. Okay. So, and what I mean by imperative, I mean that it's extremely important that I have a very large decision coming up. And that decision is to go to this one right here. This is a PhD school known as the Annenberg School of Communication that's in Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. And this is kind of what it looks like that's outside of the school. I know it's like really, really blurry in the background. I couldn't find a better photo, but in any case, it's kind of like the Ivy League school of PhD programs for communication studies. So yeah, I have a decision to make, either this school or in the next video, you're going to see the other one. And so I'll let you know what that is. So but yeah, I have a super important decision coming up. So maybe you guys can give me some input as what you guys think the next time that we have lecture or workshop or whatever. Okay. Excuse me. I swear it's not coronavirus. Okay. I just choke up my spit a lot, like all the time. So yeah, anyways, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start with this last micro lecture for you guys. I'm hoping to only get it into 2 videos because, like I said before, I want to keep everything as concise as possible for you guys, okay? All right, so I'm going to share my screen and let's begin. All right, so as you guys can tell, today we're going to be talking about Monroe's motivated sequence, but more importantly, what we're really going to be talking about is persuasion, right? And this is going to go extremely well for your persuasive speeches that are your last speeches that are coming up. And essentially, this is kind of like an approach that you can take with your persuasive speech and use these tools within the sequence to be able to help you develop a more refined, more in tune, persuasive speech as we go forward. Okay. So, of course, let's get into it. And always, first and foremost, we always got to go over those learning objectives of guys. They're super, super important. All right. So, first and foremost, you're going to be able to identify the methods of Monroe's motivated sequence. Next, you're going to be able to implement those practices of Monroe's motivated sequence inside of your persuasive speech. And lastly, you're going to be able to demonstrate methods of persuasion within your speech. Okay, so these 3 are super, super important that we get these all concise and together. All right, so, but before we get into Monroe's motivated sequence, there is something that you guys must know, and that is you must first understand problem, cause, solution order, okay? And so problem, cause, solution order is defined in your book as a method of organizing persuasive speeches in which the first main point identifies a problem, the second main point analyzes the causes of the problem, and the third main point presents a solution to the problem, okay? So it's extremely important to understand this order of problem, cause, solution order because it's the most basic foundation of persuasive speeches. And as I said before in the past, that we don't really necessarily always have to take what the Western ideal or the Western rhetoric traditional way of public speaking into our speeches. However, this one, problem, cause, solution order, is the foundation, right? You have to have a problem, there has to be a cause, and you have to give us a solution. I've looked at many other ways in which to give a persuasive speech, and they all include this. And so even if you're looking outside of the Western tradition and you want to look at something that's more organic, that is more outside of like what we believe to be in the realm of academia, problem, cause, solution order is the foundation, right? Oral traditions, like all sorts of traditions, like being passed down through generation, even native tradition also follows this order. So it is, just because it's written in a book doesn't mean that we can't use it, right? So as I said before, if you think of a more creative way and to figure out how you want to do your speech instead of the whole like intro body conclusion, absolutely fine. but within your persuasive speech, problem, cause, solution order is a must. Okay. And we can figure out all different kinds of ways in which you guys can do that. But keep in mind that in a persuasive speech, you have to have these three essential things. Okay. So before we get into Monroe's motivated sequence, I wanted to discuss that with you guys so you kind of know what like the basis or like the foundation of persuasive speeches are and how you're able to really like bring those into your persuasive speaking, right? And that doesn't just go within our class, it goes through like many other classes and many other realms of like career taking and throughout your other classes as well. So just keep that in mind. Problem, cause, solution. That's all you need to know. All right. So let's get into Monroe's motivated sequence. All right. So Monroe's motivated sequence is defined in your book as a method of organizing persuasive speeches that seeks immediate action, right? Wants you to do it right now. Excuse me. Ah, damn it. Anyways, the 5 steps in Monroe's or in the motivated sequence are attention, need, satisfaction, visualization, and action. Okay. And so we're going to go over each one of these 5 steps individually in greater detail. As always, I always like to give you guys extreme detail, but just keep in mind that without problem, cause, solution order, we cannot have Monroe's motivated sequence, right? Just because they have 5 steps in Monroe's motivated sequence does not mean that we don't have those essential 3 steps within problem, cause, solution. Okay, so we're gonna stop the video here. It's getting a little long. As always, I'm sorry I talk a lot, but I want you guys to kind of keep this in mind, mull it over a little bit, and I'm going to have a free response question for you guys to answer. And just write down your thoughts, okay? Give some examples, give some ideas of what you and how you're able to implement problem, cause, solution. And then now knowing Monroe's motivated sequence, how we're going to be able to combine the two to find the best possible topic and the best possible approach for your persuasive speeches, okay? All right. And as I said, within the next video, we're going to talk about the other school that I have to make a decision for. So hopefully you guys give some good comments. In any case, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.